Hey everybody, welcome to Ocala Garage. My name is Thomas, and this is how to start your engine in 31 simple, easy steps. So welcome to part 31 of my Daytona Coupe build. Today, I believe I have all the wiring set up correctly. Thank you to John, one of my viewers. Got on the phone with me earlier today and we kind of went through some stuff. I still did a couple things different than he did, but I think it's okay. I'm going to post this video regardless, so it'll either be a success and we start an engine, or it'll be fail. Either way, I try to be transparent with you guys, so that's what I'm going to do today. I think what I'm going to do first is I'll take the camera off the stand here and take you around and show you how I did the wiring for my setup. It's a little bit different than the way John did it, so but thank you, John, for your info. I think you got me over what would have been a hump, and I appreciate that. So I have a Blueprint 347 with the Holley Sniper. So you know what my setup is, and I'll show you how I wired it. So hang on, here we go. All right, I have a rat's nest, but we're just here to get this thing started and make sure this engine runs. First thing I did is I have just hot wired my clutch safety switch. So it's essentially mimicking as if you depress the clutch. So that's what I did there. You can't see the back of this, the ignition here, but there is a pink wire that comes off of the Holley Sniper, and that I wired to the same connection that this orange wire is connected to. So you can look in the guide book and it'll show you it's just a 12 volt on. So basically it's when you turn the key to the on position, that has power. When it's off, there's no power. So that's that. This wire, it is labeled coil or EFI, if it'll focus, coil or EFI. This orange wire, this is what I did a little bit different than what John did. But I ran this straight to the coil. So this goes to the positive on the coil. This orange wire is the same one that is right here. So that's the coil. So when you put this to on, coil gets power. Also the EFI gets power. That's that. Let me make sure my inertia switch is up. Okay. Now, next. There is, let me swing around this way. Off of the main wiring harness, I've got, let me see if I can zoom in. I think there's four red wires that need to be connected to the starter. And then there's like, is it a grayish blue one? I'm gonna come around a different angle here, hang on. All right, I think we can see there. So you can see what I've got. I've got all those wires off of the harness, and then that big thick one, of course, goes to my battery. And then that little kind of bluish gray one connects to that lower post there. This is part of the Sniper, Holley Sniper. Well, let me zoom back out. This is part of the Holley Sniper. So I just mounted these in some rivets from this panel. And this power and ground, they go right now, they will go directly to the battery. I have the ground off, but it's wired directly to the battery. I need to extend those wires a little bit, make them a little bit longer and neaten that up. But that's that. I do not have this fan powered yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to run it off of the EFI, the Holley, which I think would be, I don't recall which wire it was. You can kind of choose, but I'm pretty sure this gray one would do it. You just kind of choose a wire, I think, and then you program the EFI to say when it's going to turn on and off and whatever. The other option is to use the actual wiring harness, and I believe this will just run the fan all the time. So I may connect it this way at first, but right now the fan is unplugged and unwired. So if this car actually starts, I will only run it for just a couple of minutes. You saw my last video, I hope, showing how I routed these. Again, this is kind of a work in progress. I'm probably almost certainly going to change this at some point, but I'm definitely going to change this. I didn't like this at all, that it goes under the frame. It's still going to be unprotected for the most part above the frame, but at least if I hit a low curb or something, somehow I can't gouge that as easily. So that's gonna kind of come up above the frame and get rerouted a little bit differently. But that is the way it's gonna work for now. I only have water in the cooling system, so I'm not really worried about it. It's gonna be drained and I'll reroute this wire soon enough. So that's that. Let's see, I've got the O2 sensor plugged in. Another thing is I'm really trying hard to keep every wire away from these manifolds because they're gonna get super hot super quick. Let's see, I think that's more or less it. I mean, I've got, oh, by the way, I've relocated, my last video I talked about relocating this here. I think this is gonna work really great. We'll see. Of course, I have all the wires connected for the ignition. So I believe that's everything. Oh, let me go back to the Holley Sniper wiring. Out of this entire 10-pin connector, I can probably delete this whole thing if I decide to wire the fan to the Ron Francis wiring harness. Otherwise, all I really need is one wire out of this entire bundle. And then this in my setup is unused, so that just will get wrapped up and left there. I think that's about it. One other thing, I did decide right now, I've cut off, this is part of the Holley Sniper to run the fuel pump. I went ahead and just cut that, and I'm running the fuel pump off of the Ron Francis harness. I may change that. So those are a couple things that John will notice I did different than he did. But that is where we are, and I'm gonna get a couple things buttoned up. I'm gonna open my garage door, I'm gonna put on some hearing protection, and we're gonna see if this thing fires. I do have a little bit of fuel in the tank. I didn't put much in, and I ran a leak test. I just ran the pump for a bit. Nothing leaked that I noticed, so I think we're good. Look at my tall stack for my fuel. Anyways, again, that's just temporary. So, if it's not evident in all of my ums and uhs, I'm a little bit nervous about this, but at some point you gotta just turn the key and hope for the best. All right, let me connect up my ground here. Make sure all the wires are out of the way. Almost. I forgot to open the garage door. It's not wicked loud.
No, it's not. It hurts.
It stalled when I hit the gas though. Alright.
You built that.
What?
You
I know!
That's so freaking cool. See,
awesome! Alright guys, it started! I'm gonna swing around. I got my, well, she's hidden. There, hey, no flipping people off. Oh, that was thumbs up?
That was my thumbs up.
Uh-huh. All right.
Alex.
In italics. Oh my God, I'm so close. What do I do? Here we go. All right, well, it runs, it started. It did not idle for very long. So I don't have a lot of fuel in the tank, so it might not be getting good fuel delivery. I only put like a little bit. So maybe I'll add a little more fuel later and we'll see. But she started! All right, that's it. End of the video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you next time.